The story opens with a frightened man entering an ancient, eerie temple, along with a child to offer prayers. The temple looks abandoned for centuries, giving off a spooky vibe. Yet despite the emptiness, the sound of drums echoed inside. Suddenly, a massive deity awakened, revealing that the drum beats were actually the sound of its heartbeat. This god had risen to unleash the torments of hell upon humanity. Next, we meet a man named Guan, who is searching for his daughter Tangerine inside an old mysterious cave. From deep within, he hears her desperate screams. But before he can move forward, the god appears before him as a blinding light, halting his steps. In the next moment, Guan wakes up and realizes it was all a dream. His daughter Tangerine was abducted 6 years ago and remains missing. Ever since, Guan has vowed to find her at any cost, sacrificing his home, career, and even his marriage in the process. Sitting on a hill beside the road one day, Guan spots a truck and suddenly starts pelting it with stones. With precise aim, Guan hurled stones that shattered the truck's windshield, causing it to crash. He then approached and assaulted the driver, demanding to know his daughter's whereabouts. But suddenly, the driver's partner struck Guan hard on the head, knocking him to the ground and injuring him. The driver and his accomplice fled on foot to escape. After some time, Guan regained consciousness, opened the truck's rear door, and discovered several children locked inside cages. It became clear that Guan had somehow uncovered information about a child trafficking ring and had carefully planned the attack on their vehicle. Desperately searching for his daughter, he checked each cage, but Tangerine was not among the children. Soon after, the police arrived at the scene. Mistaking him for part of the trafficking operation, they arrested Guan. Handcuffed and sitting in the back of the police car, Guan fell asleep and once again dreamed of his daughter. This time, he saw Tangerine with darkened skin and tangled in swamp-like vines. Suddenly waking up, Guan noticed that a policeman had taken his daughter's photo from his pocket. Furious, he attacked the officer, reclaimed the photograph, and escaped from custody. Shortly after, he spotted another car on the road. In a desperate attempt to escape, Guan jumped into a nearby car without hesitation. The driver, a woman named Link, surprisingly knew all about Guan's life and was also aware of Tangerine's abduction. She assured Guan that she would fully support him in his quest to find his daughter. The scene then shifts back to ancient times, where a warrior named Kang was fleeing from a group of pursuers. Their leader was an elderly man. As Kang reached the top of a hill, the attackers surrounded him. Just when he was about to be captured, Kang's sister appeared and, to save him, pushed him off the hill. Before doing so, she advised Kang to head west. She then stayed behind to confront the attackers alone. When Kang managed to climb back up, he discovered that his sister had been killed by the old man and his men. Overcome with rage, Kang drew his spear and advanced towards the old man to kill him. The old man warned Kang that killing him would bring the wrath of Lord Redman, making escape impossible. But despite the warning, Kang went ahead and killed him. With his enemies temporarily defeated, Kang, exhausted from constant running, made a bold decision. He would head to the city and confront his ultimate enemy, Lord Redman. Suddenly, the armor worn by the old man came to life, searching for a new master, and instantly latched itself onto Kang's body. The armor had a mind of its own, and chose Kang as its new host to assist in a fresh mission. It fused completely with Kang's body, forming an eye on his chest. Meanwhile, Ling brought Guan to the building where she worked and showed him pictures of 5 young girls, asking him to identify his daughter. But since 6 years had passed since the abduction, Guan struggled to recognize her. Ling then proposed a DNA test to find his daughter, but in return, Guan would have to work for her company. They were aware that Guan possessed a special ability. He could control and manipulate objects thrown at him using his mind. Now, the company wanted him to use this power to eliminate a writer named Kang. This writer conducted live streams narrating his stories, and oddly, whenever the character Lord Redman from his novel got injured, similar accidents would mysteriously happen to the company's boss, Limu. Despite multiple failed attempts to stop Kang, the company was desperate. Guan didn't fully believe their story, but since saving his daughter was his top priority, he reluctantly agreed. The next day, disguised with a new haircut and look, Guan arrived in a small town where Kang lived. As he listened to Kang's audiobook, Guan realized that the people and events appearing in his dreams were somehow linked to Kang's stories. He followed Kang the entire day, waiting for the right moment to strike. Eventually, he reached a library where only Kang was present. Unable to hide, Guan was confronted by Kang, who asked why he had been following him. Guan quickly covered by saying he was a huge fan of his work. Pleased, Kang engaged him in conversation, but before Guan could respond to his questions, Ling called and instructed him to kill Kang immediately. However, Guan ignored her order and continued the conversation. As they talked, suddenly, a car from Ling's company tried to run them over. Guan escaped but accidentally left behind his diary, where he had recorded his dreams. When Kang read the diary, it sparked a new idea for advancing his story. The narrative then shifts back to the dream world, where Kang finds himself in a city during a grand festival. During the festival, Guan finds himself in a city where he writes about his dreams. At the center of the gathering stands a giant statue of Lord Redmane, being worshipped by the crowd. Kang is astonished to see so many people gathered in devotion. Suddenly, the statue points toward a nearby village, prompting the crowd to rush there armed with weapons. Kang's armor explains that Lord Redmayne has destroyed many villages like this, using his followers to fuel violence. As the villagers struggle to defend themselves, 3 dragons appear and rain molten lava down from the sky. At the same time, soldiers launch a barrage of flaming arrows, engulfing the entire village in flames. The next morning, priests dressed in red arrive, intimidating the remaining villagers and taking control of the destroyed settlement in the name of Lord Redmayne. The story then returns to the present. Guan wakes up in a hotel room to find Ling sitting across from him. She coldly asks him what punishment he deserves for failing to complete his mission. Later, Kang steps out of the hotel and returns Guan's diary, thanking him for providing inspiration for his ongoing story. In the following scene, Guan tricks Kang into going for a walk to a secluded area, intending to kill him. As they talk, Kang shares a vision from his dream world. He met a little girl trying to protect her brother, though he was already dead. The girl was none other than Guan's daughter, Tangerine. In the dream, Kang comforted her, and together they buried her brother. Tangerine revealed that soldiers in red uniforms had murdered her brother and would kill any man who stepped outside after sunrise. She also played a tune on her flute, which Kang and Guan unexpectedly hear in the real world. The melody alerts a nearby red soldier, who starts following them, as the area was under a strict nighttime curfew, forbidding anyone from being outside after dark. Kang made an effigy of Tangerine and distracted the attention of that soldier so that Tangerine could escape from there. When the soldier reached Kang, mistaking the effigy to be a girl, Kang shot him in the head. He attacked the armor, and as soon as the armor broke, Guan's face came out, who was now ready to kill Kang. But as soon as Guan started to kill Kang, Tangerine came there again and drew Guan's attention towards herself. But this time, for some unknown reason, he was not able to move. Taking advantage of this, Kang and Tangerine ran away from there. In the real world, Kang was writing all this when Guan came to him from behind. Guan had seen the same dreams in his imaginary world, which Kang had just written in his novel. Guan picked up a stone and attacked Kang, due to which he fainted and fell into a ditch. He came to Kang to make his last attack, humming the same tune which Kang had written in his novel. But then, in the middle of the road, he heard the voice of a child who was humming the same tune. But how could that child know this tune? Guan used to sing it only for his daughter. Guan wanted to ask that child that, where did you hear this? The child got scared and started running away from there. And while chasing her, Guan felt the same as the red soldier chasing Tangerine and Kang in that novel. Well, the boy ran away after seeing the opportunity. But while chasing him, Guan accidentally reached a small party. The surprising thing was that in this party, Guan found Tangerine's kidnapper, who was having a great party with some of his friends. Immediately, a fight started between them, and Guan defeated them using his powers. He asked the kidnapper to tell him the truth. Where is my daughter? Scared, the kidnapper told the truth. It is revealed that while kidnapping Tangerine, she was given a little more dose of drugs, due to which Tangerine died, after which the kidnapper put her in a sack and left her to rot in a part of the hill. Blinded by rage and grief, Guan tried to strangle Ling in anger, but before he could harm her, Ling arrived and made him unconscious, taking him away in her car. When Guan regained consciousness, he demanded Ling tell him who the kidnapper was, insisting that this person had killed his daughter. Limu, Ling's boss, was listening to their conversation, and ordered Ling to tell Guan that his daughter was still alive and that the kidnapper had lied. However, Ling was uncomfortable with deceiving Guan like this just to serve the company's interests. Guan then assured Ling that he would handle Kang himself, and that she didn't need to worry about him. All he wanted was the kidnapper. He wanted him freed from police custody so that he could take revenge with his own hands. Later, Ling faced her furious boss for not lying to Guan as ordered. Meanwhile, in Kang's dream world, Kang and Tangerine managed to escape from the Red Soldier and reach the city, only to witness people dying mysteriously because of the ongoing conflict. Upon arriving at Tangerine's home, they discovered that her family had recently died for violating curfew rules. While they were still talking, followers of Lord Redmayne suddenly attacked, attempting to kill them both. Kang bravely threw himself forward to protect Tangerine, an action that surprised his armor. The armor remarked with amusement that Kang was starting to act like a hero. Back in the real world, Kang met Guan on the rooftop of a building, still unaware that Guan was the same man who had attacked him earlier. Guan realized something shocking. In Kang's novel, Kang had written Guan into the story as one of the Red Soldiers. The injury that Kang had described on the Red Soldier's head was identical to the wound Guan had sustained while fighting the kidnapper. Upon examining Kang's notebook, Guan discovered that every bizarre event he had experienced had already been written into Kang's story. And astonishingly, Tangerine also existed as a character within the novel. This made it clear that, intentionally or not, Kang had created a parallel universe through his novel. Whatever he wrote directly affected the real world. Kang explained that in the latest chapter, he and Tangerine were surrounded by a large number of Red Men soldiers. Hearing this, Guan suggested that they must win the battle by any means necessary. The story then shifts back to the imaginary world where Kang stands ready to face the Red Men soldiers. Suddenly, his armor detaches from his body, leaving him surrounded by enemies. The armor charges ahead, tearing through the soldiers. Realizing the armor responds to him because it contains his blood, Kang jumps into the fight. Striking the armor's chest, he declares himself its master and commands it to follow his lead. Meanwhile, in the real world, Guan calls Ling and tells her that while he is going to protect Kang, she still has the chance to kill him if needed. Guan makes this decision because saving Kang will help protect Tangerine within the novel's world. Later, during their conversation, Kang reveals to Guan that his father was once a business partner of Limu, Ling's boss. But one day, Kang's father mysteriously died in an accident. Ling, quietly listening to this revelation, realizes that Limu might have been behind the murder, and now, to cover up his crime, Limu wants Kang dead too. Furious, Ling calls Limu demanding the truth, but he hangs up without answering. Soon after, while Ling is driving back toward the library, one of Limu's henchmen ambushes her, shocks her with electricity, and throws her unconscious into the backseat of her car. At the library, Kang prepares to write the final part of his novel. Guan stands ready to defend him from any threats. Inside the imaginary world, Kang and Tangerine arrive at the Redman's palace, where they see thousands of red soldiers standing motionless like dolls. Kang realizes the curfew was imposed because after sunset, these soldiers transform into lifeless dolls. Back in reality, Limu's goons storm the library. Guan uses his telekinetic powers to fight them off, but one of the henchmen possesses the ability to control electricity. He splashes water on Guan, causing him to slip, then delivers a powerful electric shock through the water, leaving Guan incapacitated. Since Guan couldn't confront the attacker directly, he hid and waited for the right moment. Spotting an opportunity, he put on rubber gloves to protect himself from electric shocks and launched a surprise attack. However, soon after, another stronger enemy appeared and Guan found himself powerless against him. Luckily, Ling managed to free herself and arrived just in time to help Guan. Together, they fought the powerful attacker and managed to kill him. Meanwhile, in the fantasy world, Kang and Tangerine finally confronted Lord Redmayne, a massive creature with 4 arms. It was revealed that Kang was actually the son of Redmayne's brother, whom Redmayne had murdered long ago. This mirrored the real world, where Limu had killed Kang's father, who had once been his business partner, almost like a brother. Enraged by this truth, Kang challenged Redmayne to battle. Outside, Redmayne showed Kang the tree where his father's body was buried. As the battle began, Kang's armor transformed into a creature to assist him, but even with combined strength, they couldn't harm Redmayne. Just as Redmayne was about to finish off the wounded Kang, Tangerine began playing a tune on her flute, the same tune her father had taught her to play in times of trouble. But instead of calming Redmayne, it enraged him further. He grabbed Tangerine and swallowed her, imprisoning her inside his stomach. Back in the real world, a third attacker sneaked into the library and stabbed Kang without anyone noticing. Soon after, Guan and Ling discovered Kang, killed the assailant, and rushed him to the hospital. While there, Guan read through Kang's story on his laptop and began thinking about how to bring the novel to its conclusion. At that moment, Limu arrived, revealing his plan. He intended to kill both Kang and Guan and staged the scene to make it appear as if they had killed each other. With Tangerine's name written in Kang's novel, it would look like Guan had suspected Kang of kidnapping his daughter and murdered him. Limu demanded Kang's laptop, but Guan refused, insisting he would now finish the story himself. Meanwhile, in the fantasy world, as Redmayne was about to kill Kang, a red soldier arrived and attacked Redmayne with a machine gun. It was Guan who had come to rescue his daughter. The attack seriously wounded Redmayne. Observing a weapon embedded in the middle of Redmayne's forehead, Kang saw an opportunity. With Guan's help, he pulled the weapon free, tearing Redmayne's body apart. Their plan succeeded, and the monstrous creature was finally destroyed. As Redmayne died, Tangerine was freed from inside his stomach. At last, in that fantasy world, father and daughter were reunited. In the real world, the conclusion showed how Guan killed Naval, and with Redmayne's death, Limu also lost his life. Shortly after, Guan heard the familiar tune once more and rushed out of the hospital, scanning the surroundings. This time, he spotted the same boy he had been chasing earlier, but now there was a girl beside him. It was his daughter, Tangerine. Finally, father and daughter were together again. Kang survived as well. The story comes to an end.